Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health, and coaching paradigm. Do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We continue to connect on a deeper level, and ultimately, we continue to be positive and progressive and hopefully helpful to your overall goals of getting life to be better for you. So, this is kind of looking at relationship trauma, and so um, you know there are things that happen in relationship trauma when we have expectations of others. The trauma can be overwhelming. It can also be kind of disheartening and frustrating, and sometimes even heartbreaking. So, what are some signs of relationship trauma is what we're going to go through today. If you're looking for coaching around formulating better relationships, setting better boundaries, marriage coaching, relationship coaching, trying to find ways to improve your dating life, all of these are things that we can look at in a deeper way. All of these are things that we can look at in a way that is hugely helpful and beneficial, and we begin to get there from here in a meaningful direction, and ultimately, getting things in a positive way there. Um, so hopefully we can continue to kind of do that for you. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or in the About Me section of this YouTube page, and we can make something happen. In any event, relationship trauma. So the first thing is your brain keeps going back to the same events. So the fixation factor of trauma is that you relive and re-traumatize and reassess the same events over and over and over and over and over again, and that becomes extremely toxic because not only are you reliving, but the things that you should be past or you could be past just keep coming up, and you're putting them into the new people in your life. You're putting them into new opportunities. So the trepidation of social interaction causes you to put off an affect that isn't necessarily in your best interest. The next thing is your body will show physical symptoms of the trauma. You may get nauseous around meeting new people. You may get emotionally unstable around you making connections. You may stutter. Your palms may sweat, your heart may race, but the idea is any new connection is ultimately met with resistance as it relates to emotional core. This isn't because you're a bad person. This isn't because there's anything going on that's ill at ease. It's just that ultimately your belief is I'm eventually going to get betrayed anyway. Let me ultimately protect myself first and not look at good things. The next thing is your ability to trust in your own beliefs, your ability to trust in your own judgment is negatively altered. So you will waver on making decisions that could be good for you. You will waver on the belief that something good can happen for you consistently. You will talk yourself out of things that may lead you out of a negative pattern because you don't trust your own judgment because it's been a long time and you don't necessarily know how to get there forward. When someone is treating you well, you'll create oftentimes fights with them or disagreements with them or reasons for them to leave you, abandon you, and prove yourself right. Again, when we've been in toxic relationships, we become basically the equivalent of um, believers in, self-manifestation in the negative or self-fulfillment, self-sabotage. It's not that we're bad people, but we create fights, we create disagreements, we create distrust because we're expecting to get abandoned anyway. We're expecting to get hurt anyway. So if you do it early, you're not as attached. Then there's shame that causes social isolation. So the belief that you should be further along, the belief that you never should have gotten into such a negative relationship pattern, and the belief that you're somehow broken can be a major problem there too. So when you begin to see yourself in a broken light, you'll tolerate more bad behavior. So that ultimately means you'll connect with people that are similar in approach to life, similar in beliefs to the people that you don't want. And then you go, this always happens to me. But what you don't necessarily realize is you never broke the pattern from the first time, and that can be problematic. So the next thing is that shame you feel causes you to isolate and then fills you with a level of anger that's disproportionate or unhealthy. So if you go into a situation emotionally angry, you're only going to get the propagation of that anger. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.